other than the biomechanical analysis, how do you avoid injuries?
Well, number one, by having a biomechanical analysis, we can identify and correct the flaws of the delivery. That is absolutely critical. Number two, you need to limit your pitching as far as overuse is concerned. You need to pay attention to pitch counts, and it's vital that parents, moms and dads, literally start to track the pitch counts of your pitcher, or the high school coach. So if you pitch 3 innings today and 45 pitches, you need at least 3 days rest. You pitch 2 innings, you go out the next time and you log 36 pitches, now you need 2 days rest. And making sure that your rest and recovery in between your pitch count. So if you keep a log of it, you can keep track of it. It's very critical to have a long-distance throwing program. The research is compelling in the amateur market that distance and velocity are directly linked. How far you can throw the ball on a slight arc and what your high-end velocity is are directly linked. The pitchers at the amateur market that throw far, they also throw hard. They have the best velocity. To have an optimal conditioning program, which is what 3P Sports offers. To have a conditioning program that you can train your body to withstand the forces and maximize your velocity and reduce that risk of injury. Master the delivery by doing drills. Wouldn't it be nice to say that you've mastered the delivery to the point where you could say you got your black belt in your pitching delivery? Because you do drills and drills and drills. Here in spring training, we have our major league pitchers as well as our minor league pitchers come over to the mound and they'll shadow box the delivery even days where they're not throwing, so that they can train their delivery. We do a lot of work with our eyes closed as well, a lot of deliveries with our eyes closed. So it's all about training delivery and constantly making sure that we can master the pitching delivery to consistently execute consistent quality pitches. And also avoid pitching all year round. All the young pitchers, once you become a very talented young pitcher, whether it's in Little League or all the way through the amateur ranks, it's critical, like these traveling teams, it's critical that you take some time off. You need to take 2 or 3 months off of competitive pitching to give your arm a break. Dr. Andrews will say he's done Tommy John surgeries on 21-year-old pitchers, and we've asked him how the surgery went, and he'd come back and said, Rick, he's got a 40-year-old elbow. Well, how do you get a 40-year-old elbow at 21 years old? Overuse. Overuse, 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 overuse. Very critical to take a break at pitching and to take some time off.
All right, so let me just stick on that one sentence there. Do not pitch all year round. So if we have pitchers on this call or we have parents of pitchers on this call and they have not taken time off, what are your suggestions in that area?
I would be extra conservative this year of your pitch counts and making sure that you really get a lot of rest and recovery in between your outings. So if you pitch 2 innings, I would take at least 2 days off. If you pitch 3 innings, I would take a minimum of 3 days off. If you pitch 4 innings, I would take a minimum of 4 days off before you pitch again. Be very careful this year, and once you get through this year, then take some time off as you enter into the off season, and then really get focused on your conditioning program. That's the training time for your conditioning program when you're taking this time off for pitching.
Okay, the mental side of the game. You had the opportunity when you were with the White Sox to talk about, you taught a sports psychology course to your pitchers there. Talk about the mental side of the game, if you would, here in our remaining moments.
This is a major, major focus. Once you get to the point of you're in an equal talent base where you're playing high school or college or professional baseball, and you're in the same talent pool of all the elite pitchers, that's the time where the mental side of the game really even becomes that much more vital. So let's talk about a pre-pitch routine. Number one step in a pre-pitch routine, identify the game situation. For example, I have a runner at first base. I have nobody out. I want to turn around and want to find out who's covering if I get a ball hit back to me. The shortstop, second baseman, so I know if a ball hit back to me, I know the shortstop's coming. If I have a left-hand hitter up or I have a pulls or I have a right-hand hitter that hits the ball to the right side, I want the first baseman may say, hey, Rick, ball hit over the side. Make sure you get over it, cover first base. Identify the game situation. Number two, you have some self-coaching tips. Maybe it's about your delivery. Maybe, hey, slow down. keep myself under control, keep my head on the target, stay behind the baseball, something that's very generic. Nothing that's very micro, something that's very generic. Number two, get the specific sign from the catcher. So if you get the sign from the catcher and the sign is fastball in, is that fastball in for a strike? Maybe an 0-2 count? Is it in for a ball? Is it up? Is it down? Be as specific as you can about exactly what pitch you want to execute. Then that helps you visualize the pitch. And after you visualize the pitch, take a deep breath. If everyone can just visualize right now, Mariano Rivera in the World Series last year, he comes set and he has a nice deep cleansing breath before he executes the pitch. When you see pitchers pitch with their eyes closed and do activities with their eyes closed, everyone will take that deep breath. And that's why pitching with your eyes closed and doing shadow boxing with your eyes closed really helps with this cleansing breath prior to a pitch. And then let it go and just let it happen. And that allows you to take a next step, which is focus on one pitch at a time. Regardless of what happens in that game, we need to execute the next pitch. So you, Jim, you can give us any situation in baseball. You've struck out 18 consecutive guys, make the next pitch. You just gave up a homer, execute, focus on executing, making the next pitch. And then active visualization. And active visualization, which you touched on a little bit, active visualization literally is about doing activities with your eyes closed. It allows you to use your mental camera to get the feel of the movement. So it starts to become a very natural subconscious movement. It's what we call literally getting in the right side of your brain. Because when you look at people performing at the top level, it's predominantly people that do things unconsciously. It's a very natural movement. So active visualization helps you do that. And then you have personal process goals. People that are highly successful, they talk about process, process, process. All the great pitchers I've ever been able to have the great privilege to coach, they always talk about the process of performing and the process of their preparation. And they know that if they have one eye on the glove and one eye on the scoreboard about outcome, they have a 50% chance to hit the glove. So from the mental side of the game, it's really critical to have that kind of training as well. But I think most importantly, what 3P Sports is all about, this is all about the moms and dads and the coaches really wanting what's best for their young pitchers. And when I decided that I wanted to do this at this point in my life, when I was done playing, that I was going to dedicate myself to being a coach, I realized that the mission statement over my life, and now it's over 3P Sports, is that the quality of a person's life is to make a difference in someone else's. And every mom and dad and every coach wants to make a difference in their young pitchers. And the 3P Sports happens to be the best program out there. That's why we implement it at the major league level now for over a decade.
One of the exciting things, obviously, with the 3P program, as you touched on a little bit, is it's your life's work, but it's been compelling enough for pretty much any of the major publications, any of the TV networks to pick up on it, do articles on it. Obviously, the MLB Network, MLB.com, Fox Business, SI.com, the top radio stations, whether it's ESPN Radio or Sirius XM, satellite. You've come on my show several times, and the channel to talk about this program. It's got to be humbling in that sense, knowing that this has been your life's work, that it's gotten this much attention.
Well, it's getting that much attention, I think, really, not only my life's work, but Dr. Andrews' life's work. And we parallel, our life's work have paralleled each other. That his research has allowed me to be able to, really be on the cutting edge of coaching, not only at the major league level, but now at the amateur level. And it's really about taking that 700% increase in the last 10 years of Tommy John surgery and that $1.4 billion spent on injured pitchers in the major leagues, and really, truly making a difference.
Okay, so for all of you watching, we're going to take some questions. Before we do that, I want to turn it back to our business partner, Steve D'Angelo. Steve, do you want to say anything more about the 3P program and how to attain it?
Sure. I'll do a quick summary here, and then we'll open it up to questions. So as Rick described during the webinar here, the 3P pitching program is the same program that he's used to train some of Major League Baseball's greatest pitchers. So it's now available to amateur pitchers of all ages to help them pitch more successfully and help them prevent arm and shoulder injury.